So first thing is key, be prepared. What skills do you want to show? Really think about that in advance and how are you going to show them. Plan your day. So think about, if you've had the timetable for the day, think about what you want to get out of it, when you're going to take breaks, when you're going to speak to trainees and get to know people from around the business. Really look at that and have a plan for the day so that you do have that time to take a break, but make the most of any opportunities as well. Have any documents ready to go. So if you've been asked, for example, to prepare a presentation, make sure that's ready to go. Make sure you've got a backup copy. Obviously, our assessment centre this year is going to be virtual, but if ever it's face-to-face, then obviously make sure you've got everything printed off or anything you need to take to that session with you. And finally, check your technology. As I say, it is virtual. Things can go wrong. Us as assessors can have issues as well. We're only human. But just checking your technology in advance, making sure that it works, making sure you've got a backup if your Wi-Fi goes out, or if your computer breaks down, is there somewhere else you can go and reconnect? So be prepared so that you're not sort of flustered on the day and anything goes wrong. Be confident and be yourself. Remember that you've got, this is the hardest stage. The fact you've got through to this point, whether it's via endorsement or others coming through via the usual route of putting together an application, somebody out there thinks you're good enough and they've actually brought you through to this process. So be confident. You've done the hard part. It's now just bringing things to life. So think about our values. Think about how you relate to those in terms of authentic, collaborative, trusted and brave. And really show yourself, hashtag be yourself is our sort of our theme at the firm. So really bring that to life, relax, and you'll do a really good job if you relax. The STAR technique is a great opportunity, a great technique for interviews. So it's a really good opportunity to bring to life your example that you're giving. So if you're asked a question, tell me about a time when such and such you've done. The STAR technique is a way of really providing some context, because the person that's interviewing you doesn't always know the context of the example that you're giving. So it can be quite difficult for them to figure out what skills you've actually got, how you demonstrated them. And I think by having this STAR technique, it really structures it in a good way that means you don't miss any important detail, but it also means that the interviewer can really assess your competencies and skills from that. So the STAR technique is broken up in this acronym. So it's situation, which is all about setting the context. The task, what was required of you, what did you need to do? The action is actually what did you do? And then finally, the result, what was the outcome? And if you set it out in that way, again, it just makes sure that you don't miss any of the key details. It's well structured, it's clear to follow, and it should come across as a much better answer than sort of just trying to think on the spot. It also is easier in terms of preparing, because if you start to think about some of the competencies that we're looking for, you can come up with an example using the STAR technique in advance. And it may be that you need to tweak it slightly based on the question, but it makes it easier to plan something in advance. And finally, breathe, relax, keep hydrated, take breaks, keep to time. If it is virtual, then you need to be getting outside when you get a break. Make sure you get some fresh air, drink lots of water, make sure you've got some snacks on hand. There's a high correlation between people who relax and enjoy an assessment centre and actually are successful in it and perform well. So really, really relax and enjoy it. And just remember that even if you're not successful on this occasion, you've done a brilliant job to get to that point, but equally this is practice, and practice makes perfect. And the more you go through these processes, the more you learn more about yourself, your skills, and how to show them and what a firm's looking for. So, take the opportunity either way.